Hello and welcome to the final video of the 3-part series of Just Ask Jess, where we go through reading a box, understanding why these amendments are so important, and then if you're trying to transition from a more synthetic garden into a natural garden, how you go about doing that and how you lean into products like Prime Superior to help you through that. In this particular video, we're going to talk on why is it that when you keep very consistent with your fertilizer application, a general fertilizer, you get close to getting fruit and the plant just starts to almost die. It gets yellow, maybe you get some fruit and then they just fall off before you can harvest them. What is happening? If you've been keeping up with watering, if you've been keeping up with your fertilizer, why is it that the plant is dying? This can be up through diseases, but what it is most likely from, or most commonly from, I should say, is nutrient lock. And what's happening is that you're putting fertilizer down, you're putting fertilizer down, you're putting fertilizer down, but that fertilizer is not, it's an all-purpose fertilizer. And so at seeding, that seed only used a little bit, a fraction of what you actually applied. Then during vegetative growth, again, it only used a fraction of what you applied. So by the time you get close to fruiting, unfortunately, you have a lot of chemicals in your soil and they're blocking the roots. They're locking up the soil so that the roots can't pull those nutrients because it's so concentrated. There's just too much. And it has less to do with how much you literally put on, and it has more to do with the fact that you applied a general purpose fertilizer at a stage that didn't make sense. That didn't make sense for your plant. Bbas helps in that by stimulating that plant to pull nutrients up, especially if it's an all-natural solution, it'll pull all the nutrients up. When it comes to nutrient lock, it's especially helpful in, again, still aiding that plant in pulling those nutrients and effectively utilizing them, and instead of having them lock up in the root system. An analogy I like to give for folks is imagine that you're in a grocery store and you can't buy anything. It's full of food and you're starving, but you can't get any of it. That's what's happening with your plant. So using organisms such as Bbas and the Prime Superior line to help your plants through nutrient lock is very important. Another trick is that when you're looking at your packages, say this was a fertilizer. We are not a fertilizer, we don't have an NPK, we're just the organism. But if you're buying fertilizers, don't do the all-purpose one. There are fertilizers for seeds, there are fertilizers for young seedlings and vegetative growth, and there are fertilizers for flowering and fertilizers for fruiting. The reason is that your plant needs different nutrients at different stages. If you're gonna go with a synthetic solution, which isn't bad, but be specific, pick the right one. Because unless you have an organism in place like this, you're gonna really struggle and you're gonna run into nutrient lock. Now, if you lean into some natural solutions, like I said, fish emulsions, compost, manures, where they have a really large spectrum of micro and macronutrients, this organism not only will help incredibly with your plant, just in yield and health and vigor, but additionally, you'll have a more balanced nutrient load, and so you're much less likely to run into nutrient lock. If you're struggling with identifying which amendments are all natural versus which amendments are synthetic, a really good trick is when you're looking at the NPK on the package. If the nitrogen, for example, that first number is 30 or even 20, it's highly unlikely that it's naturally derived, because the natural ones just don't generally get that high. Again, that's why another reason why you don't really suffer from nutrient lock as quickly. I hope this helps. You should absolutely be using the organism to help your plant through the stresses of low fertilizer, through the stresses of high fertilizer, and read the labels. They are so helpful. Before I gardened, I didn't know to flip the package around. I never thought to look at this, but this is highly regulated by the states so that you get exactly what you're buying, and it's supposed to help. If you have questions, reach out to us. We're here for you. And as always, happy growing.